This is Renaissance Nigeria, bringing you a comprehensive look at today's major developments across security, governance, infrastructure, and public affairs. We begin in Lagos, where a significant fire outbreak engulfed the old terminal of the Murtala Muhammed International Airport earlier today. Emergency response teams, including airport fire services and federal fire officials, were deployed promptly to contain the blaze. Preliminary findings indicate that the fire may have originated from an electrical fault within the aging terminal structure, an issue long associated with older public infrastructure. While no fatalities have been officially confirmed as of this report, sections of the terminal sustained visible structural damage, and flight operations were temporarily disrupted as a precautionary safety measure. Aviation authorities have assured the public that a full safety audit of the facility is underway to prevent recurrence. Also in Lagos, environmental enforcement officials arrested 46 individuals for open defecation in different parts of the state. The operation forms part of the government's broader sanitation and public health compliance strategy. State authorities maintain that enforcement is being carried out alongside gradual expansion of public sanitation facilities, particularly in densely populated areas. However, infrastructure gaps remain evident in some communities, underscoring the ongoing need for expanded access to affordable public conveniences as Lagos continues to confront rapid urban population growth. In Benue State, security forces successfully repelled a bandit attack on rural communities, preventing what could have escalated into a larger casualty event. One fatality was recorded during the confrontation. Military sources indicate that prior intelligence enabled rapid troop mobilization, limiting the scale of destruction. Nonetheless, the recurring nature of such attacks highlights the fragile security situation across parts of the Middle Belt, where farming communities continue to face threats from armed groups. Tension is also high in Plateau State following an attack attributed to suspected armed herders. Local security agencies have increased patrols in affected communities to forestall reprisals and stabilize the situation. Authorities are engaging traditional leaders and community stakeholders in dialogue aimed at preventing escalation. The underlying drivers, long-standing disputes over land use, grazing routes, and community boundaries, remain sensitive and require coordinated political and security solutions beyond immediate force deployment. In Kwara State, officials have tightened an existing curfew in the Gbugbu community after renewed security threats. The restriction on movement is intended to enable security forces to conduct coordinated operations without civilian exposure to risk. While the curfew has slowed commercial activities, state authorities report that temporary measures are necessary to restore lasting stability. Security reinforcements have been deployed to the area, and residents are being urged to cooperate with law enforcement. Turning to governance and representation, the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists in Adamawa State has renewed advocacy for the Special Seats Bill, legislation aimed at increasing women's political participation. The proposal seeks to create designated legislative seats for women to address systemic underrepresentation. Advocates argue that expanding female inclusion strengthens democratic legitimacy and policy-making diversity. Discussions around the bill continue within legislative and civic spaces, reflecting broader national conversations about gender equity in leadership. In Kaduna State, judicial activities are set to resume fully following the resolution of a dispute between the state government and the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria. The agreement reportedly addressed outstanding welfare and administrative concerns, leading to the suspension of strike action. With courtrooms reopening, attention now shifts to clearing accumulated case backlogs and restoring procedural efficiency in the justice system. On the political front, former River State Governor emphasized that electoral victories are ultimately determined by measurable governance performance rather than symbolic campaign theatrics. His remarks reinforce an emerging narrative in Nigeria's political discourse that prioritizes infrastructure delivery, economic management, and public service outcomes as decisive electoral factors. Observers interpret the statement as part of broader positioning within ongoing national political realignment. In the education sector, the chairman of the Governing Council of ESUT has stepped down from his role. Though detailed circumstances surrounding the resignation remain limited, leadership transitions within tertiary institutions often reflect administrative restructuring or policy differences at governance level. The institution is expected to appoint an interim leadership structure to ensure continuity of operations and academic oversight. Finally, today's national newspaper roundup reflects a country navigating complex but interconnected challenges. infrastructure vulnerabilities, persistent security threats, institutional reforms, and shifting political narratives. Across sectors, the central theme remains institutional resilience, strengthening systems to withstand crisis while delivering tangible outcomes for citizens. As events continue to unfold, Renaissance Nigeria remains committed to delivering clear, verified, and contextual reports. This has been your national briefing. Stay informed, stay engaged.